This is not just about survival, it's about being happy. Okay guys, I don't know how this is gonna go because this is my first time filming my whole body, but I said I was gonna share my morning routine, what I'm wearing, this and that, and today's kind of a Shein day. Now I had a whole other outfit picked out, but there were linen overalls, white, and you could totally see through it, and then I tried to put a white bodysuit under and that didn't work, so I had to shift through a few things. So this is from Shein, from last year. It's just a red gingham. It's the baby doll top, so you know, kind of hides your menopause pooch. And then these are linen pants I've had forever from TJ Maxx a long time ago. And then these are Shein earrings. They are watermelon. So I don't know if anyone's heard of this. It's the new thing called Temu, and I skipped through it. I kept seeing it and I'm like, oh, that's just gonna be like bad quality, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure it's similar to Shein, which Shein has, like, this is actually good quality. I have received things from there that are not good quality, but like these earrings for a couple bucks, this for under $10. Hey, can't go wrong. Today, I am going to try that Temu site. So I got triggered into it because I was watching another influencer and she was showing some of her finds from there. And I went on there and I noticed a lot of things in my Amazon cart that I've been saving for them to go on sale, which I use an app called Honey, and it'll tell you when things go on sale. I highly recommend it. But this Temu site has really good prices. Everything's like a lightning deal, but really good prices, and I guess it's free shipping. I have not ordered yet. I have about 20 things in my cart. This is what I'll do. I'll just put things that I like and then I'll weed through it. So I'm gonna do a comparison between Temu's prices and Amazon prices, and I will actually share that with you so that you can kind of see, is this a deal, is it not? And then if I do a Temu haul, I'll obviously share how that goes and let you know what the quality is, so you don't waste all your time and money if it's not worth it. I'll catch you in the car on my way to work. I'll see you in a second. Good morning. Oh my gosh, every time I don't realize how much cleavage is showing until I'm in front of the camera. So I don't have time to go in and change. I'm just gonna have to walk really straight today. It'll be a good practice for posture, which I really need practice with. As a matter of fact, I bought one of those back exercise things, like it's like a vest that you put on and it teaches you to stand up straight. And I think because I've always had boobs, I've always tended to slouch because I didn't want them to show, or I didn't want it to look like I was trying to make them show. But then when I look in the mirror, if I like walk by a window while I'm walking, it does not look good being slumped over like that at all. And I realized after I shared my morning video of what I was wearing, this is gonna bug me, I didn't show you what I was wearing on my feet, which are little, well, I'll probably post a link to them because I absolutely love these sneakers that I got on Amazon. And they're just like a white crochet fake Converse, but they're so cute, and they just like these linen pants have a little flare, and they look really cute. It all works, and they have like a red stripe on the bottom, so it kind of red and red, you know, I'm very matchy. So yeah, I'll link that. Now it is, the reason I'm wearing this shirt and nothing over and under it is supposed to be up to 100 to like upper 90s anyway, which I'm in Maine. This rarely happens. It was 40 something degrees when I got up. It is now getting hot. So it's supposed to be sweltering. So that's why I'm wearing very lightweight clothes. Because on top of it being hot, I have hot flashes. Not as many because I use progesterone cream, which I'll share with you too. But where was I going with that? Yeah, it's supposed to be super hot. I actually brought another thing that I got on Amazon. Yes, I have turned into an Amazon queen. I don't spend, I don't get really high priced items, but just little necessities, and I don't regret it. So this little fan that I got for about, I don't know, was like $10. It was on sale. Maybe it was $13. A great investment. So that thing goes everywhere with me. If I go overnight somewhere, that little thing, you can just put it in front of your face. It actually has it'll light up different colors. It's so cool. And you just charge it with a regular charger, like an iPhone charger type thing. So I love it. Highly recommend it. Menopause or not menopause, if you're in a hot area. I mean, it's not like the most powerful thing in the world, but for $13, I mean, you can't go wrong. Although I could probably find it on that Temu for like $5. I really am going to do a comparison, and I'm going to see, because some of the things, I know they're the same thing because it's the same model in the clothing. So that's generally what I look at as clothing, although I do look for some household items too. For example, I want to get rid of I haven't bought new home goods for 10 years. Everything is just old and what I've had. So I'm trying to slowly rebuild newer items. I'm replacing the old with the new. And I've justified that in my mind because I didn't go on I haven't been on vacation in years. I don't do the vacation thing. So I had some money saved, and I thought, why not first update my wardrobe, and second, update my home, which is not my home, my boyfriend's home. My boyfriend, who will not do any updates whatsoever. He absolutely is fine living in the 80s, 90s. He has not replaced any floor. He has not replaced any appliance. It is grungy and I don't love it, but it's not my place. And he and I live together very well, and the rent that I pay him, I would never find anywhere else. So there's that. But if it were my house, I would do updates, and I would put equity into it. I mean, he could sell it for a whole lot more if you'd actually do updates, because anyone who buys it is going to have to redo all the floors, redo the sinks, redo the bathtub. I mean, every appliance. I think the only thing, I've been there 8 years, and the only thing he has replaced, and that's just because he has to, was the kitchen sink. Yeah, I think that's it. But as far as like, he won't get new furniture, this guy takes being frugal to a whole other level. So normally on my commute to work, what I want to talk about is more mindful matters. I really want it to be more inspirational. I'd kind of like my morning car rides to be inspirational, but today it just didn't work out that way because I had other things I wanted to talk about. Oh, and I don't know what the quality is going to be because I bought this. It's becoming a hate-hate relationship. I was going to say love-hate relationship. This freaking microphone. This is what I bought, okay? So that you'd have better audio. And if it's not working, it's running out of battery. So I finally figured out how to get it to work. I know part of that's on me, okay, because I wasn't using it correctly and I didn't realize you had to turn off Bluetooth. You know, they give you this little pamphlet of nothingness to tell you how to use it. I'm sure it comes from China, and it's like, just, you know how you get the little paper and it just has like a little picture on it and arrows? It really wasn't helpful, and I'm not good at reading directions even if it was. So I've kind of figured it out with trial and error, a lot of error. I made videos for a couple weeks and I hadn't tested them to see if they worked, and they didn't. So if it's not that, it's like not picking up on the receiver. And now I tried to use it this morning and I kept testing it and it kept turning off, which means it needs to be charged again, which I just charged it a couple weeks ago. So yeah, for anyone who creates videos, I don't recommend this. And I did lose the little puffer thing on the top, which I've lost like 3 times now. So some of it's user error, I get that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm almost wondering if it's better off not using that, because when I was pinning it here and you could hear every little movement. Then I pinned it on my seatbelt and you could hear every little movement. So I guess I haven't figured it out yet. We'll see. So I'm gonna run into work now that I'm early for a change, and yeah, I will check in on the way home. I did speak yesterday about having a rough one with my daughter. She's mad at me about something I didn't do, and I don't know what's going on there. Again, I'm going to try not to focus on that, but I'm just sharing the tidbit to give you a better understanding of where I'm at, because I don't want to sit here and preach positivity and tell you what you should be doing, having this, you know, meanwhile I have this glamorous, lovely life. Like, I want you to understand that I have shit going on in every relationship. Although my mom and I are good, my sister and I are good, but otherwise, you know, relationships, they're just up and down. So especially with my daughter, and that's been a challenge for so many years. I love her very much. I have learned how to deal with it. That is one of the things I'm going to try to share with you all, because I'm sure I'm not the only parent out here who has some tension with a child or adult who struggles with either drugs or mental illness. And you know, either one of those causes a shitty relationship, and it's taking me this many years to figure out how to work through that and still smile, because I was a mess. So that's my biggest takeaway, is learning how to work through it, and not just work through it. This is not just about survival. It's about being happy. To me, that's the most important thing. I'd love to show people how I've done it, and it's how to be happy. And for the most part, I am. I have my days, and I will share my days that I'm not, and I'll share why. But today I'm feeling good. So I'll check in with you on my way home. I hope everyone has a great day. Holy God, it's hot in here. It says it's 102 degrees. And it's so funny because it was cold and ow, even my steering wheel's hot. Oh my God. Again, you're talking a state where we don't get hot weather like this very often at all. So it's, yeah. Whew. So anyway, usually on my days home from work, when I filmed in the past my commute home, it's usually just to give an update of my day. And it used to be all about my daughter, because my daughter, you know, whether she was in the hospital or whatever. But so again, I did have some issue. I had Adult Protective Services call, and then I talked to the people that where my daughter lives and just kind of got an update. And again, I will let you know that, but I'm not going to get into details. Her business, whatever. But I'm only sharing it to let you know what goes on a daily basis. So there was that, which was not fun. And I've had to learn how to work through it. When you get disappointing calls, I don't know. I just have to let it go and work through it. And that's kind of what I'm doing on here, is processing the whole thing, because I just got off the phone. I also started, oh God. So at work, I do a lot of tedious work, but oddly enough, I don't mind it. Whew, I gotta turn the AC up, sorry. Usually I don't mind the work I do, and I don't, but it's a lot of Excel spreadsheets. I don't do numbers, it's all just data. And I mean, I know numbers are data, but you know what I mean. So we were just given a slightly large project. How do I say this? So supposedly we were supposed to work on something that we had no idea we were supposed to be working on. So my supervisor's supervisor asked for something, asked where we were at on this, something that we were not aware of. So and I'm guessing other people can relate to lack of communication at the workplace sometimes. You know, it is what it is. I believe I don't believe the miscommunication was between the two that talked today. I believe the miscommunication was with another person. So anyway, so there's that. And this whole, when Adult Protective called, quite honestly, I thought it was to do with my guardianship, but it wasn't. So it was about something from a long time ago. But anyway, yeah, talking to the house where she's at, you know, I think she's in a good place because she's with staff 24/7 and they can keep her safe, and I really couldn't ask for a better situation than that. So I do feel very fortunate that I was able to get that. I was only able to get it as a partial guardian by fighting to get a placement, because I just want her to be safe. That's really what it boils down to. But it sounds like she's manipulating a lot of providers, and she's supposed to have a payee and can't get hold of the payee, and I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff going on where I think my little cherub is talking her way out of things, and she's really good at that. So I think today was just a very it just reiterated how important it is for me to get guardianship, full guardianship, so that I can try to keep my kids safe and teach her how to survive in this very difficult world, especially if you have a diagnosis that hinders you from doing certain things. It can be really challenging, and a lot of people don't have a parent who's fighting to get that help for them, and she's got the parent, but she doesn't want the parent, and it's just too bad, because I'm not giving up. You know, deep down in my heart, I know I'm doing what I have to do. I feel passionate about becoming her guardian. And I'm also envisioning constantly her and me, she and I, in a better place. And it's like I form little scenarios and I try to feel how I would feel if it were happening. And to me, that's very helpful for me to be able to sift through all those other feelings, the feelings that are like right now, for example. I've learned, I got 2 calls. Well, I made 1 call. I've got 1 call from Department of Health and Human Services Adult Protective. And then I spoke to where she's living and I found out, there are concerning behaviors, concerning things going on. And I could let that really bring me down, and I could say, what the fuck? Why are you not learning your lesson? A part of me wants to strangle her because she's just not getting it. But I have to learn to not focus so much on that piece of it, because my thinking about how I want to strangle her and how, I don't even know the word for it, how blinded she is to her own actions. My feelings on that are as you would expect. I'm the mother. I expect more. I want my kid to understand. I want my kid to be happy and have a good life. But if I think about those angry feelings, those hurtful, resentful feelings, what good is that doing? Is that going to help her in the long run? Is it going to help? Now, I get human emotion is normal and that's going to happen. But what I'm saying is you can work through it by asking for guidance. Because what it boils down to is fear. What I'm feeling is fear. Fear for her safety, fear for what's going to happen to her. It's all rooted in fear. So what I'm asking is that the Holy Spirit, higher self, whatever you want to call it, God, whatever you ask for guidance, like for me, it's usually Holy Spirit or higher self. I feel like Holy Spirit is that, Holy Spirit and higher self to me are the same, and they're that bridge between me and God. So I think, to me, that's how I communicate to God. That's just for me. I'm not suggesting that's how it is for anyone else. It's just my feelings. And so I ask, okay, Holy Spirit, how can I look at this situation differently so that it doesn't drum up fear? How do I navigate through these feelings of fear? And can you please guide me through this process? So that's what I do. And a part of me thinks, immediately, my first thought is, well, I'm able to share it with other people. And that's a positive, right? Because a lot of people go through the same thing. So this is a relatable event. And it's something I'm able to share. So that is positive if it helps somebody else, right? To me, if these things happen that bring my spirit down, if it helps someone else, if for some reason, if it can help someone else, then it wasn't for nothing. It was a learning experience. So I'm kind of chalking it up as a learning experience. And it's just reiterating that I do need to keep that space between me and her right now, because it's not a safe space. So I need to give that distance, and I need to refocus on what my relationship with her in another lifetime, or what is the ideal relationship with her? What does the ideal relationship look like? What does it feel like? Can I imagine myself, it's hot out, but can I imagine, we go get cold drinks and sit on the deck and chit chat? to hear about her day and all the things she did and what she's up to and the work she's doing. And those are, if I can think of those things, yes, it's playing pretend, I get it, but it does something to my mood. It does something here. It helps heal my heart, because you can say it's putting your head in the sand, and in a sense maybe it is, but I'd rather my head in the sand than getting chopped off by the chainsaw. Like, you know, it is what it is. So I don't know, I'm just spewing right now. I'm just sharing what comes to mind, but hopefully it helps somebody. And one thing I don't like about looking at myself in the video is like you see every little wrinkle and dimple, and we're so hard on ourselves about that. Like, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, whatever, who cares? But I've been trying to lift very low weights at night, and I don't think it's doing anything, but I've only been doing it for a couple of weeks. So, all right, guys, I hope everyone has a blessed evening, and I will catch you tomorrow morning.